they were able to get their voice out there so much more than we were. If you're just on YouTube, I'd see vote yes ads all of the time. And people are just inclined to believe that. Or people are inclined to believe whatever they see first. Now, I like C.S. Lewis says, it's easier to fool somebody than to convince somebody that they've been fooled.
Muddying the water, right, is a term that we use, where like you just kind of say enough crap so that it's hard to tell exactly what's going on.
I was like, why are they using this word? It's media literacy, I guess. I was like, why are they using this word? Like, this feels wrong. And so you look it up and it goes, oh shit, like they're just lying. to the point that like the ballot language very much influences people, because I think people vote emotionally. They don't always vote logically.
And that's one of the things that bothers me so much about the passing of this amendment, is that it passed based on lies. People didn't know what they were voting for, and they believed they were voting for something that was on the amendment that wasn't, because the people who were propagating on the yes side lied.
Fetal viability versus unborn child, it's a kind of metonym that stands in for this much bigger issue that is like reproductive health. So it forces the issue to think just about abortion, but that's not solely what issue 1 is, right?
I mean, that's just kind of how you do political ads, is to like create fear, right, and apprehension. But like it then, makes people think like, oh my gosh, like if I don't vote this way, like it's going to be a catastrophe, right? Or these will be the extreme outcomes that will happen. Probably not, actually. Like it's probably going to be somewhere in the middle.
It's maybe not into a full falsehood, but it's certainly not a good faith representation of what the issue is. And in politics right now, like we see that all the time. Right, and so it's about framing, is the term that we use in media studies, right? Is framing an issue in a way that's going to be beneficial to your constituency. Talking about how that simple change in the language shapes people's perceptions over how they're going to vote for the issue. Every word, every image, right, every idea that you use when you're doing strategic communication is either reproducing people's expectations and understanding of how the world is, or you're challenging it.
I think it's hard. We had someone come up to the table today that was a stated Republican, but supports, he's pro-choice. And that's crazy to a lot of us that are just stuck on the internet 24/7. But it's also like, people are like real, people are variable, and people believe different things, even if they like think, conservatively, they might think that abortion is valid.
We kind of negate the experiences of people who might consider themselves liberal, but like are against abortion, or conservatives, but like don't think the government should be involved in that part of your life, right? So I do think, from a practical standpoint, like the parties kind of have to decide on something, but I think it makes a lot of individuals feel uncomfortable because they're like, that's not actually how I feel, but I'm aligned with this party.
It's like people don't even do research. They've picked their side. And that's just where it comes to emotion again, and just to devotion to whatever your side is.
You're talking to a group of students in a classroom here at Miami. I already know they have a ton in common, and there's a bunch of reference points that I can use in order to communicate a point. But if I'm talking to 300 million Americans, there's not very many. And this is why we see a lot of like simple kind of repetitive things, because they're trying to find that lowest common denominator of commonality among a large group of people.
I think the only thing that's more important than rhetoric in trying to influence the culture on a major scale is money. Your ability to push the rhetoric.
And when you make those ads, like, most people are not gonna go check. And, you're kind of betting on that.